What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling fantastic today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your place in its sun, moon, rising, Mars, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Monday. Hope you all had a great weekend, been enjoying this, just been enjoying the energy. And if you haven't, this is going to be a great time because guess what, Cancer? The moon is going void of course today. And when the moon's going to go void of course at about, at about 10:59 p.m. and that's going to be Central Time. And she's going to be moving from Aries into Taurus on the tomorrow, the 13th, at about 1:30 in the afternoon. So we're looking at about a 14-hour, 31-minute void of course time there, Cancer. And with the void of course time, this is a great energy for just recharging your batteries, reassessing your, checking in with your energies and, doing some meditation, some deep breathing, anything along those lines, Cancer, just to get yourself back in a Zen place. But also you may notice with this energy that your plans may be subject to unexpected changes during this time. And also that people are less likely to make decisions during this little period of time. So just something to pay attention to, Cancer. And then with the moon being in Aries, the moon being in Aries is an interesting energy because, Aries can come across a little aggressive, so we may want to pay attention to that, Cancer. But Aries really is very fun energy when you think about it. They're the initiators of the Zodiac. They're very passionate with what they do. And so that may be something you notice, Cancer, that you may have a little more drive, a little more determination, more willpower. So, this is a great time for, tapping into or channeling our energies into our ambitions and things and really kind of building up, building up our confidence and really coming into our, just this sense of strength here, Cancer. And I will say also with this energy, just kind of be mindful of impulsiveness, just because, Aries being one, the fire cardinal sign, great at starting stuff, but, sometimes maybe having that follow through, something to just keep, something to keep eyes on there, Cancer. But then you think about that with the waning crescent phase. The waning crescent is really about kind of like releasing control to the universe, really just sort of like allowing yourself to just sort of reset, and get your, now that hopefully this thing that you set up for this lunar cycle has kind of really been locked in, now we can kind of focus on some self-care, kind of reconnecting with yourself, getting an idea of what we're getting ready to tackle on this next lunar cycle coming up in our sign, Cancer. Not too long now. I'm like on birthday countdown, Cancer. This is going to be a great birthday season. But and the waning crescent, I don't even know if I mentioned, this also is known as a balsamic moon as well. So just a little extra fun fact there, Cancer. But great energy for just doing reflection. Very matches this void of course energy. Very nice. So really do a deep dive there, Cancer. And then last couple of things. These decks, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. And also down below is some links for some readers that I really like. that I like checking out, Cancer. So go ahead and send them some love, and yeah, share that stuff. Let's get that intuitive energy out there. But let's see what your general energy of the day is. Wow, Cancer, that's how you do, Cancer. Coming on a Monday, syncing up with the energy. So you see what I'm talking about. You got the 9th card of Aries here, which is the Shield card. I see you. And with this card, this is a card of defensive, protect, support, safeguard, block, guardian, stand up for, being prepared, heroic, stronghold, security, ward off unwanted energies, be on guard, and withstand. And with this energy, Cancer, I feel that this is when we're thinking about maybe what's coming up for this next lunar cycle. If there's anything that if there's something that has been affecting your personal stronghold, Cancer, this could be your kingdom as well. Maybe checking in with the house. But if there's something just like that you've noticed that energetically maybe you haven't been feeling secure, like spirituality, or maybe there's something mentally that's been on your mind, or even something physically, that we may want to strengthen our areas in. I feel like that this energy is asking us to, whatever is affecting that negatively, how can we work in something positive to counteract that thing and kind of slowly phase that thing out of your energies, Cancer? Because you do want to make sure that you are protecting your energies. Being a water sign and being able to feel as much as you do, to be able to attune yourself to the emotions of others, that's a lot, Cancer. And I feel like from time to time, making sure that you're cleansing your energies, because I don't feel like this is something where people are just like sending you bad vibrations or anything. It's just like, even just being in, like, think about like going to just like your let's say like our jobs, for example. We're around certain energies. People are, I remember working when I was in food and beverage, when you're around like all those energies all the time, like just different people having to adjust to different personalities all the time, on top of the stress and like all these things, it can really weigh down on your, Cancer. And sometimes it's like when you get from that energy, it's just like, where am I in all this mess? So, I really feel like it's like be on guard in the sense of just pay attention. If we need to maybe surround ourselves with some calming music, or maybe lighting some incense, or however that might be looking, just making sure you got that little downtime for you and I think that's it. Just downtime for you, Cancer. I thought I had more to that. All right, let's get some tarot on this and see how we can work with this energy. All right, Cancer, I see you got the Lovers. All right. Oh. All right, Cancer, let's see what we have here. So we got the Lovers, got the 7 of Swords, got the High Priestess. There's our ruler. And then we got the Ace of Cups, and they're all up right here, Cancer. And I really feel like this energy is really, really connecting with your feelings there, Cancer. Just really making sure that we are doing this check-in here with seeing where our energies are at. Because when we think about the 7 of Swords, I feel like this can be, because sometimes I feel like when we're around certain energies, Cancers, have you ever noticed when, let's say, for example, if we're talking with someone and maybe they're in like maybe if they're in a heated energy, and if you notice maybe as you're communicating with them, how you can take on that energy, not necessarily that you know what I mean? It's just like you can resonate with them. We may not understand exactly what they're going through, but you can at least get the vibe of what they're saying. Sometimes that stuff has a tendency to cling on to you, Cancer. And I feel that this energy is saying that, if you ever, because sometimes we can get back after maybe hanging out in that space and it's just like, gosh, why am I so angry? You can carry that on with you, and they can just like, it can bleed out in weird kind of ways, Cancer. So I feel that it's again, just kind of getting eyes on really what energies are yours and what are things that we may be picking up, because we may be telling ourselves, oh man, I've been kind of crappy as of late, when really it's maybe the, let's say for example, our workspace, maybe the coworkers have been, it might have been a lot of stress and things, you know. And it's not to say that you're not aware, Cancer, but sometimes we can get in the emotions. It can be hard to find where the source of that is, you know, considering, because you can even pick up stuff just being on your commute, you know. It's let me get a little bit more in this Ace of Cups, Cancer. Hold on. I think there's a little bit more in this little pocket here, Cancer. Interesting. Okay. So the Ace of Cups is clarified by the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Swords in reverse here. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles upright. And so, interesting, Cancer. Okay, so I almost feel like with this kind of changes things a little bit. If we're noticing something, Cancer, where I don't want to say necessarily that people are lying to you, but I just feel that if there is something where if we're having a conversation with people, or, you know, pay attention to the relationships and to the situations that you may be investing yourself in with the Seven of Pentacles here. And if just something doesn't feel right, if something doesn't make sense to you, or, you know, there's like you know, your intuition, you know, your Cancer senses are tingling, then I say, you know, trust that, Cancer, because there may be a little nugget there that might be, you know, something we just, yeah, you know, you've had those instances, Cancer, where it's just like, where we think a situation is one way, but then we're like, well, you know what? Maybe let me just see, you know, like I could just be making a bigger deal than it is. And then it turns out to be exactly what it was. And it's just like, gosh, you know, should have trusted my gut. That's the kind of situation that I'm getting with this. Like really staying attuned to who you are. Be mindful of just like maybe even putting up some boundaries, possibly maybe with some people, or however this is looking. But because even when I think about like with the Knight of Wands, you know, I feel like it's even saying, you know, not that, and I don't feel like it's that we're cutting people off, or that we're not investing into things or something like that, or we're expecting people to maybe lie to us, or maybe, you know, or maybe try to pull a fast one. But I almost feel like it's like slowing down and really maybe getting to know, like let's say for example this is a relationship, you know, maybe this is something where we may have a tendency to just like really fall in love at first sight, and just like you know, really just kind of jump into something real fast. And listen, Cancer, you know you're in a safe space. Here's a judgment-free zone. But if you notice that you've done these things and maybe we've been disappointed in the past, or just like if we're seeing a pattern, I just feel like that, again, not to say that if this is a relationship, for example, that this person is trying to pull a fast one, but it's just maybe we really just work on, you know, taking things slow, investing in this thing, you know, really kind of establishing that security before we really just start pouring all of our feelings and our, you know, and our all into whatever this thing is, Cancer. Maybe give it a few lunar cycles, you know, just to kind of get adapted, because where something seems, you know, even just thinking about a relationship, you know, when you start off that first thing, it's just like, ooh, it's so exciting, it's fresh, it's new, everyone's bringing their best foot forward. But the afterwards, you know, when we're like a week in, a month in, or 6 months in, it's just like, you know, it gets, you know, then the other habits start coming into play here. And so we just want to make sure that we're just getting a clear picture of how this thing operates over as the energies fluctuates, and see if this is something that we really want around us, or something along those lines, Cancer. So just something to be mindful of. Really pay attention to that intuition, connect with your higher self, and if your instincts are telling you, you know, take it with a grain of salt, you know, and whatever this is, because this could even be too where even for like a job, you know, maybe we've been the types that just like kind of takes the first thing, and you know, this could even be too, just kind of slowing down and just like really analyzing our options, considering does our heart may be feeling one thing, but does that make sense? You know, like does this, you know, like, I hope that makes sense, Cancer, but what? All right, Cancer. Interesting start there, but yeah, absolutely. Just being mindful of what we're investing our energies into, and I'm with that. Let's see what are some challenges when working with this energy. All right, Cancer. Let's see, because we got the sun here. Interesting. Okay, so you have, let's see what's going down here. So you have the Eight of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and then the Four of Wands in reverse here. And then we have the Queen of Wands and the Sun upright. And so I feel like some challenges, Cancer. If this is a love thing, you know, because you got with Four of Wands, the lovers, you know, if we feel that something is not harmonious, if we can't work with this, with an energy, or I even feel like that if just something isn't feeling secure, Cancer, and this doesn't even necessarily have to just be in love. This could be maybe a friendship, a family, maybe in family, maybe in a job. But yeah, if something doesn't seem to be working for you, or this is like maybe we've been putting in this work, but we're not getting anything back, or something along those lines. We just seem to be staying stuck in this thing. I feel that if it's getting to a place where it's affecting our happiness, then let's take some action here. Let's kind of change this game up here. Maybe we need to, you know, if this is a job, maybe, you know, putting our resumes out there. Not telling you, never tell you quit your job, Cancer, you know, but just maybe something to think about. Relationships, you know, maybe this is something where we have this conversation where it's just like, hey, I don't feel that there's this. There doesn't seem to be, where are we going with this thing? You know, is this, you know, what are we trying to accomplish in this energy? Just because it feels uncertain, Cancer, with this stuff. And I'm not sure if maybe maybe this is something where maybe if this is a relationship thing, maybe we just got out of something and maybe we're in this healing process, and just, you know, maybe something kind of fun maybe came along with the Queen of Wands. It was looking, you know, we're looking real good, you know, whatever that is. But it almost feels too, just making sure, yeah, that we're just taking some time, if that's something that's resonating with you. Not to say that you can't, you know, get to to another relationship, Cancer, not at all. But just making sure that we are taking some time to heal, and making sure we're shining some light on some things, you know, just like if there's something is, you know, if we still got some stuff that we need to work on, Three of Pentacles, then let's make sure that we're just communicating that stuff where it's like, hey, yes, I'm interested in something, but again, maybe we want to take this kind of slow at first. You know, I'm still kind of wrapping up a previous cycle, and, you know, I want to do this next thing right, you know, really build a solid foundation, and, you know, really make sure that we are enjoying each other's company, and in this harmonious energy, and, you know, that we're building a stronghold together. So yeah, Cancer, I really feel like the energies are just kind of, let's slow down just a little bit before, because, you know, the Queen of Wands, where she's more Aries energy. She's very fun, very creative, very beautiful, you know, just like she knows that you know, she can pick herself up a king whenever she feels like it, but does she need to be, though? You know, it's like, are we using these kings to not deal with something? You know, maybe we're not getting eyes on something. Maybe we know how something makes us feel, you know, but you know what I mean, Cancer? There's something here, Cancer. Let me get a little bit more on this Queen of Wands, you know. All All right, Cancer. So the Queen of Wands is clarified by the Three of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacles upright, and then the Six of Cups in reverse. And so, yeah, Cancer, if there's something that we've been, you know, maybe in the past that that's been kind of holding us back. You know, maybe we felt like we were hurt, and now maybe we don't want to be alone at this time. You know, we're seeking some kind of shelter here, but you got to feel this stuff to heal it, Cancer. You know, the Three of Swords, this is the Saturn in Libra. And I feel that sometimes that we need to, I don't want to say like restrict ourselves, but sometimes I feel like we may need to, again, just kind of take a pause for a second and just really feel like, are we really in balance to be going on to a next thing, whatever, and however this may be translating for you. So, you know, I can get where if we're in a state where, you know, we're not feeling secure, we can want to rush into stuff to kind of find this thing. But it's almost like finding almost security in yourself, Cancer, because when you find that there, then you can establish that wherever you go. And even if things go south, you still got you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So, all right, Cancer, I think I'm going to leave that there, but I hope that makes sense. Interesting energy there. And I mean, that makes sense too, just even coupling that with Aries energy, because I was just talking about that, being mindful of being impulsive and jumping into things. So let's get a little advice from Mars and, well, just Mars. Yeah, let's get a little advice. Interesting. All right, last little bit, Cancer. Let's see what we got going down here. Got another king in the mix. But we have the Seven of Wands, the Hermit, the Ten of Pentacles, and the King of Swords in reverse here. And then we have the Justice card and the Nine of Pentacles upright. Now let's go ahead and switch back over. Because with this energy, I feel that for some of us, you know, I'm not sure if maybe, because this definitely does give me kind of strong type of either relationship of some type of standard here, Cancer, you know, so apply it to your situation. But if we were in something where maybe if we've been feeling weird about, like, if we've been criticizing ourselves for how maybe a situation went down, maybe we're like, oh, how can I don't know, Cancer, it's like, how can we be like alone again? Or, yeah, it's like, it's something like if we've been feeling like we've been, I almost feel like it's like if we've been just sort of like like it's almost like we've been chasing after security or something, Cancer, with this Ten of Pentacles being in reverse. I feel that it's taking a little time and focusing on you with the Nine of Pentacles and really getting yourself back in balance and just focusing on you right now. Because when you think of the Justice card, this is Libra's card, and that's one of the things they deal with. They deal with relationships. And yeah, for the relationship, because and again, this is not me saying that you can't find security in others, but I feel that it's imperative to make sure that you are able to balance here, and then extend, you know, and then go from that, you know, then find that balance in others as well, you know, like, oh, Cancer, this is very interesting, but I feel like there's something here where maybe we might not be making sure that we're taking some time to reflect on these relationships, you know, again, these one-on-one things, you know, whether they be, again, with a friend, with a family member, with an, however this connection is. And if there's not that, if we notice that there hasn't been that stability there, it's just like, how can we find that, how can we build that stuff ourselves, make our own kind of stronghold here? And I really feel like it's doing some reflecting, you know, and making sure that we're taking these lessons that we've learned and we're turning them into wisdom with the King of Swords here. So, you know, because here's the thing, if we try to rush through these situations, especially stuff like with relationship things, they're just going to keep perpetuating, Cancer. So we want to be mindful of that, and because you put your the energies out there like that, that's going to drain you over time too, and it gets in this weird kind of place. So I feel like, with the Seven of Wands, I feel like it's, especially if this is something where maybe if we're like, maybe criticizing ourselves for like not being alone, or for being alone, or maybe even ending up in this situation in the first place. It's like, Cancer, I don't feel like, that's not the case here. Be kind to yourself. This is a learning experience. And especially with the people that we meet, it's not random. They're all meant for us to learn some type of lesson there. And it strengthens your intuition. It strengthens your discernment, and just gets you in a stronger foundation here, Cancer. So, try not to get into this place where we're stuck in the past, or maybe however that may be looking, because maybe we're operating from this place of, we haven't healed yet. So, we're operating from a hurt place. So just something to think about there, Cancer. Very, very interesting reading, but I think I'm gonna leave that there. So, yeah, if anything resonated with you, give this a thumbs up and share this. So, maybe if we know someone who's been kind of maybe been just sort of like, I'm not sure what this is, Cancer. Maybe avoiding some things, or however that might be looking. I feel like it may be a great time to go void a course, with the Hermit being in reverse, really just taking some time again and getting you back in balance. But, I'm getting back into your reading there, Cancer. Tell them that. And then subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each day. And then I'm on this meditation app. This might be something to think about, Cancer. I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer, and I started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post like positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines, just to raise the vibration. And definitely as the group grows, want to just schedule some different meditations, go and void a course with the High Priestess, our ruler, or just balancing with the Justice card, or going within with the Hermit, something along those lines. But all that information in the description box, Cancer. And then lastly, check your sun, your moon, your risings. I got a couple apps in the description box if you want to check that out, Cancer. And then come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do videos weekly there with different themes. I'm just started into the Celestial News Monthly. We're getting into Cancer season next week. I'm so pumped. Cancer is gonna be lit the whole month. Because I said when Cancer season starts, it's on. Because at first I was just celebrating my birthday month. Oh no, we celebrating Cancer season. Let's go big or go home, Cancer. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here. Interesting. Okay. So we got the Nine of Swords in reverse here, and I like that. Because with the Nine of Swords, this is getting out of that nightmare. If we've been feeling some kind of way, if something has been really bothering us, or we've been maybe distracting ourselves from something, or something that really may have hurt us, or that have got us to this place of just like, Cancer, especially for us, this is something we want to be mindful of avoidance. We got to feel it to heal it. And then when we do, man, it really does. Oh, I love that. It really does help strengthen your foundation and bring you in this place of, because I feel like 10 of Pentacles has been following us around for a little bit. And so this could be something too, Cancer, because with your Oracle cards, you got the Kava Kava card, which is the community card. This is Pluto and the Moon here. And this is a card, with this being a card of community. Maybe this is something where we focus on maybe hanging out with, like if this was a love thing, maybe hanging out with some friends, or, maybe if this is, I'm not sure, Cancer, but I feel like there's something here about maybe changing a way, like maybe of how we do things, or just being, and I feel like just kind of being mindful of maybe being mindful, I feel like too, of how, just thinking with that Pluto and Moon energy, of how different relationships can change us, and how that gets you closer to your community. And if we've been feeling like where we've been has been unbalanced, or hasn't been very sturdy or anything, I feel like, again, just creating a new foundation and getting to this place of harmony and beauty and working in more, just more sunlight in your world here, Cancer. So I think I'm going to leave that there. So you stay safe out there, Cancer. All this, connections and things, let's just be mindful here. And keep eyes on the moon wherever she is. I'm settled into my new space. But this is only going to probably be a temporary spot until I might be kind of moving around a little bit until I figure out what's going to be the sweet spot here. But yeah, we're going to find the moon, Cancer, is all what I'm trying to say there. And then I will catch you on the next one later. Oh, tomorrow.